for Jesus. Yeah.
Lord, I just thank you for just touching this space right now, and you're just giving me the wisdom to avoid any human contact with him whatsoever. Amen. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah, sure. One time for the Most High, this Elohim. He saved my soul in the nick of time like Carmelo's team. Up in New York, the pressure applied full court, but my head coach is undefeated in winning streaks. And there's more concern about heart figure than pound figures. I've been round figures who point fingers without thinking about the truth or who accusations might trigger. Lord, forgive me if my words are made.
Alright, guys, what was I saying? Well, this is crazy, isn't it? She's in?
Yeah.
She's here. Today, I'm with the lovely, the Inflenceher, Élodie Christina. But I'll let her introduce herself a little bit.
Yeah, I'm Élodie. You guys may know me from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, the whole shebang, you know. Yeah, first video together on my
Your lovely camera. Yeah. We're obviously going to be doing a couple questions on, you know, just dating as Christians and just boundaries. Because if you want to go and check out a video on her page, that's the first part. Make sure to go and check that out. Leave it somewhere in the corner somewhere there. But yeah, first question. Do you struggle being long distance? By the way, guys, we are long distance. We talked a bit about that in her video, but we are long distance. I live in London, Central and Southeast. She lives.
I'm a farmer.
Farmer, yeah.
I'm from Bristol.
So yeah, but struggle being long distance. In terms of cons, it's like obviously.
He's leaving today.
Yeah, I'm leaving today, exactly.
Sad.
So it's like the fact that you have to say your goodbyes, and of course, like you have to say your goodbyes when you're just dating regularly in the same city. But in terms of like we're saying goodbye, you know, we're not going to see each other for like the next, you know, week, 2 weeks. You know, it's been longer at times. The last time we went 2 months, which is the longest time because I was finishing off my uni degree.
Yeah.
And that was nuts. Actually, it's just crazy, isn't it?
We're lucky for like social media and like like for FaceTime.
It's a great blessing to be able to have FaceTime, to be able to do a lot of things, and being able to grow so much with like, imagine being able to have developing a relationship, and it's mostly been on FaceTime, which is crazy. If you thank God for His grace and the way He's been moving in us, and I guess in terms of like the way it's been easy, it made things probably better, is a way of like, I guess it sort of gives that sort of room to not like just be all over each other all the time, if you get what I mean. So I think that's been helpful. Yeah,
we definitely like have had to learn to like not be like build our relationship by purely physical things. Like we've had no choice but to talk on the phone. We've had no choice but to have difficult conversations. We've had no choice but to like be friends. Like because 100%. I think in other relationships we can be so used to like hugging, staring at each other's eyes, like, kissing and all that, and then you blink and you're like, I actually don't know this person.
There's no substance,
know their body.
Right?
Like that's it.
That's the thing,
you know?
Isn't it?
But I think also another con on top of that is because we don't see each other very often. When we do see each other, we get very excited. Yeah,
that's the thing. So it's like you have to be very careful. It's like
like I don't get to like see him, and even if it doesn't like, it's not even always like the sexual. It's just like we both want to be all over each other, which can just be crossing boundaries that we didn't. We didn't even mean it like that. I just like his face, like touching his face and looking at him. But sometimes it's just like
no. It's like
it's really sad, but
but obviously like it's all worth the wait, isn't it?
Yeah, I can touch his face anytime I want in a few years.
Exactly. So that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you go to the
same church? I guess it's part of the same one. We don't go to the same churches, but.
It's the same type of church.
Same type of church.
But I mean, I guess you guys can kind of tell what type of church we go to if you watch our content.
Content kind of thing.
Kind of similar
in the way we sort of like live our lives, isn't it? Yeah. Another good one was how to meet a Christian guy at uni. I guess how to meet someone at uni. You have to check your playing field. Like, where are you playing?
Very true.
If you're
playing in the club.
If you're playing in the club.
You ain't gonna find.
If you're playing at the uni raves, the bashment motives, and you're trying to find a nice Christian, you have to ask yourself for one, who are you expecting to find there, and also why are you there?
God have mercy upon us.
It's true. You will look for what you already
You look for what's in your heart. So you have to check what's in your heart first. And when you check what's in your heart, I think that's the most important thing, because then you won't find yourself in the places where you're gonna find people like that. I don't say that you can be in church and you won't still find some demons in church, because you will. You have to have discernment. But also with that growing and checking your heart, you have that discernment to be like, this guy, just be in the right places. I'm not saying you have to find someone in church. I didn't find her in church, but at the same time, I found her in a place which isn't contrary.
Yeah, we found each other on social media, but I didn't find him on like some Twitter thing, group chat that we were talking about sex all day.
But then obviously there's different places. You can meet somebody on social media. Nothing wrong with that. We live in a digital age where it's just like that. You're gonna find out people on social media. Get to chatting, actually see what their content, what the sort of things, how they live their life in general.
Definitely.
Get to know people that are also around them to see what they are like, not just a case of they're just a Sunday Christian, Sunday goers.
Be around community, full stop. It doesn't have to be like you're like, I would never tell someone to look for a partner. Like, you guys know, like, if you watch my YouTube, I don't believe in dating apps. If you guys disagree, that's fine. I don't believe in dating apps. I don't think we should like leave our house searching for a partner. Like, kind of what Naz said, in the sense of like finding a guy in church. I've done that where I've like gone into church being like, I'm gonna find a man, and like it didn't mean that he was a godly man. He wasn't a godly man. He wasn't someone who was growing me in my faith. But it was when I was just seeking God and seeking community that you open doors to find someone.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think a woman should be looking for a man. Like, I don't know if people disagree with me, but I don't think like you don't ever want to come across as needy or as like desperate
or easy.
And that's not even in the sense like how other people perceive you, but you in yourself, like, respect yourself and respect that God's got your back, and if you have that desire, he's going to fulfill it. And B, that you need to honor your body and honor your identity, where like you don't need to put yourself in certain situations and compromise in situations where you get in a space that goes against your values.
Exactly that. Knowing now what you know, what's the biggest thing you'd have advised yourself at the start? Like,
know the depth of what a relationship entails.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in relationships before, but I've not been in a godly relationship. I've been in a relationship before, but I've not been as mature as I am now.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't seeking like mature relationships. Like with Naz from the offset, it was, I think we both knew that it was going to be more than just a little fling.
Yeah, of course.
And I think because I'd never experienced that before and I'd never gone into a relationship with that mindset, I don't think I realised the amount of sacrifice and the amount of hard times that you face in a relationship. Like, I think we both definitely went in with this idealistic mindset. I think we both thought that communication like would be so easy. Like, I remember us having a conversation about communication. Actually, it was like, yeah, we just communicate. Like, just
communicate.
Like, we're a year deep, and like sometimes I'm like, I don't know why are we saying this right now. Like, and you don't realise it until you're in a relationship. Like, I genuinely did not know that like I would find it hard saying something, because I'm like quite an open book, but like it just revealed so much.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, before you get into a relationship, talking to everything that is easy, but as soon as you get into it, it's like the enemy wants you to do the opposite. What would I say for myself? Probably just laying out priorities, and like, I think just about intentionality in terms of things can't just be said. You know, of course, and things can be said and they mean well, but you have to understand the weight of what you're saying. Especially we as guys, you know, we can mean a lot of these things. It's like kind of like, okay, what does that look like practically?
Yeah.
What's actually like lived out?
That was definitely like conversations we've
had, you know, in terms of like, you've said certain things,
you
like,
said it, now back it up.
But, you know, back it up. You know, where's the evidence?
I would like to see it.
If you're going to say something, actually, you can actually follow that through.
Don't sell empty promises.
Yeah, because then it's just a case of it just causes a lot of hurt and confusion at the same time. Let your actions speak loudly.
Yeah. I think that's good though, because I think when you say it, you kind of almost need to feel convicted to do something.
Yeah.
Like, don't hold, like, obviously, yes, Naz didn't tell me that he loved me until, what, like a month after we started dating. And like, he held it off for a certain reason, which I thought was like really respectful, and just, you know, I want him to guard his heart. But I don't think you'd ever regret saying it then.
No, I wouldn't regret saying it then.
But what he is saying is, you know, he said it and he realised that held more responsibility than he originally thought, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think don't hold off from saying these things because you worry that you can't back it up. I think it's a challenge, like, for you, and it reflects how far you're going to go for this girl.
Me saying that now, it's okay, so like, I'm committing here. I'm not just saying that now and then, yeah, we're maybe not going to be here. I mean, no, like, I knew where I was wanting to go with her and where the Lord is leading, which is why I can confidently say that and continue saying that. Question, this is quite cool. Do you feel pressure about other people's opinions on your relationship?
I don't think so. I think the way we've gone about our relationship, we've been, like, we're public now, but I would say that we've always kept the details of our relationship very much to us. Like, obviously it's obvious that we're waiting till marriage. It's obvious that we are living for God.
Yeah.
But I used to be very much, like, you know,
vocal about,
but also seeking attention, not attention, but like validation from my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dating this guy, what do you think? Like, I'm gonna show you his Instagram, do you think he's cute? Like, with Naz, I wasn't really like that. It was like, I knew myself and I had that reassurance in myself. I didn't need to, like, spread it to others. So I think now, like, there's no pressure for me. Like, I don't feel any pressure on, like, how people feel about us, because it's like, this is me and my man.
If you're, like, feeling that, you know, peace, obviously we spoke about this, peace within the relationship, you know, with God, about it, and the case of you have to see other people's opinions. Are people's opinions based on things which are actually, you know, biblical, things which are actually sound and stand, and the things which, like, I guess, hold heavy weight in, or it's just like little things here and there, which, like, you know, just based on personal preferences, then the case of, like, yeah, but if it's not really holding weight, in the case of, like, nah, people's opinions don't really hold so much thing in terms of that. Because I don't listen to sound counsel, and, you know, we can't take any advice, but again, if you, so many voices can just be confusing. You have to be able to hear the voice of God for yourself, because at the end of the day, no one can tell you whether you should be with someone or not. At the end of the day, that's going to be your decision, and you have to stand with that and be confident in that. How to deal with arguments in your relationship? That's interesting.
Well, first of all, how do we deal with arguments?
How do we deal with arguments? I'd say, I think obviously early days we didn't really have any arguments.
Like, the first 2-3-ish
2-3 much, like, it was the case, like, you know, it seemed all like, you know,
but after that,
okay, like, obviously
we went through quite a
thing, yeah, like, where communication was just not, the fact that we weren't communicating our different worries, different issues properly, and even when it came to then putting across what we need to obviously, like, discuss, we wouldn't put them across in the right way.
We weren't hearing each other out.
That's the thing. You have to, I think we also just doing the question book recently, which is interesting, 101 questions before you get engaged. Talking about delivery of telling people, your partner, your concerns. It's all about delivery. It's not about what you're saying. Unless what you're saying is mad. Then maybe, okay, yeah, cool, but it's about delivery, innit? More time, if you're telling them something and in the right way, in the right time, and again, timing is key also, like, when are you saying it? Are you saying it off the back of them telling you something, oh no, I just want to say this now. That's just the wrong timing. Like, don't do retaliation. Accept your fault, hold that, and then you can bring up in a different time, or in a different way. But yeah, just the way which you say it, the tone. And also just don't make it a point of attacking their character, innit? Because it's not about the character.
I think both of us have kind of done that before.
Yeah.
But it's not helpful. Not going to bed when you're angry.
Oh, don't let the sun go down.
Like, I get that, and I think we've learned what that really means. I don't know if that's what it means biblically, but for us, we've learned that it's okay to not fully deal with a problem before we sleep. Yeah. But I don't want to go to bed angry about it. Yeah. Like, I'll go to bed still feeling like, you know, upset.
We need to sort this
out. But, like, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think because we went through a phase where we didn't mention things and we didn't mention how we felt, or we didn't bring things up, which I think led to it being bottled up and just exploding. Yeah. But now it is just like, but why did you do that?
Yeah, it's kind of just like
that made me feel X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And it may start off a little bit defensive, but because we've addressed it straight away, we're fine. Yeah. And one last thing is to not nag unnecessarily. Women, y'all better listen, because I'm not saying men, like, Naz isn't a nagger, but, like, I'm not saying men don't ever nag, but, like, I think because us as women, we can be so focused on things going our way. When you get in a deep relationship, you realise that no one thinks the same way as you. Your man will not think the same way as you. Naz does things, says things, makes certain decisions that I just wouldn't make. Like, it just wouldn't be how I would do things. But, like, I can't go about our relationship nitpicking at everything and starting arguments over everything. Like, I have to know that he is the man. We're not married, but I have to allow him to lead and, like, walk into that role. And that's not to say that I don't ever have my opinions or I can't express them, but I need to respect his authority, you know? Which is hard, and we'll do a video on that, because I think, like, girls, like, that made me stress so much, like, giving up that role to be, like, a wife, like, a woman in the relationship. But it has helped me let go so much, like, of my Aggie mentality.
Question before we go into quick fires. This question is talking about was it difficult in being in a relationship after having past non-Christian relationships. So basically, was it difficult being in a Christian relationship as we are now, after obviously we've both had sexual experiences in the past, you know, past partners, things like that. I think first of all, not leaving things unaddressed. I think we from very early on spoke about our pasts, and like in terms of just laying out how, like, you know,
when we lay it out on social, so it was easy for us to lay it out to each other.
Exactly. So we just lay that out. And obviously, like, of course, when you're laying out your sexual past, don't go into details, because it's not helpful for anybody, for yourself to be ruminating over that again. And also, it's not, no, your partner doesn't want to hear that you.
We understand what the biological term of sex means. I don't need to say, and yeah, he did this, and I did that. Like,
just know, because that's just like.
And I don't want to envision him with another girl.
Just like, no, don't sugarcoat things. If you've had multiple sexual partners, let that be known. Let the number be known. Like, end of the day, look, if you're in Christ, you're redeemed, and you're walking thing.
If they make you feel shameful for it,
then you shouldn't be there with that person. Exactly. Like, if you have multiple sexual partners, like, even if you had 50, like, yeah. Golly,
no, but for real
though, if you've had 50, then let that be known. If you've only had one, let that be known. If you haven't, but you've still done stuff, let that be known. I think in a way, yes, it's easier in a sense that because we've both been there and both come through and both, like, seen Christ work in us, and it's not the most easy for people, understandably, who haven't gone through that. But if you know that God has redeemed them, they're walking out transformed life, then you don't hold that against them.
No.
I'm not saying you have to go on my best, but if you love someone and it's just based on their past, don't hold someone's past against them. Never do that.
I think because we already had our relationship with God before, and we knew what we were walking into, that it was for me, it was refreshing.
Yeah,
it felt more refreshing than hard at first.
Yeah,
and it still is refreshing, but as you said, we're a year down the line. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I've actually been dating this guy for a year, and we've not had sex. I say when we first dated to now, I'm a lot more attracted to him.
Yeah. Which
is normal and healthy, but it does make it harder. But I wouldn't say it's like a hard in the sense of like an annoyed, frustrated hard. Like we were talking yesterday at dinner, and we were just saying like, it's hard, but we reflect on how great it will be to be married. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That freedom is just like beyond anything.
Unmet, isn't it? And because nobody who has waited has said they regret it, so I don't think it's going to start with us.
No. Last thing was about if we found it hard dealing with each other's sexual past.
I don't think I found it hard in regards to actually us, but in terms of just seeing how it affected her in times, obviously when it's a struggle for her in terms of different shame and different things, and just struggling with identity things in terms of the impacts of that. Because again, when you're in a relationship scenario, these things come up.
Yeah. So you get exposed to a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah. So I think just a difficulty in that.
I think with me, girls I am very protective of my man, and I don't want to think about another girl with him. Sorry.
Oh gosh.
Ciao, anyways. I don't want to think about that, but I think I knew what I was coming into, and I think I knew that Naz had already had sex based off of your videos, and that was what actually drew me to follow you, because I didn't follow many people that had a past, and you made me feel safe, even though I didn't know you. Like, your videos made me feel like, oh, like, I can relate to you. I think it was healing, like, for both of us to, like, you know, understand each other. We had a very similar lifestyle before we came to Christ, and, like, very similar mindset. So I think it was more of a conversation starter.
It also makes it helpful the fact that guys, no matter how you want to say it, don't have exes lagging in the background. Don't have partners lagging in the background. Like, please sort it out. Sort it out before you get into a relationship. Look, you shouldn't be buddy. Look, there might be exes. They can be lovely people. I've had lots of lovely people, lovely, nice, kind people. I'm sure you can say the same, but I mean, yeah.
No, that's so mean.
No.
That's so mean. Yeah, no, you're right.
They can be lovely people, but like, it doesn't matter how lovely they are. The fact that you've opened that doorway, it's just not nice.
I don't want to ever like make them feel like I hate them.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to hate them. But I don't think I would want them around to the point where I have them in front of me to literally be thinking like, oh my gosh. And I think because we're waiting until marriage, it's almost different, because my thing was they've seen you like that, or they've been able to do that, and I haven't. Around you. But I haven't. I think that's the thing. It's like because I haven't been able to experience that with you, it makes it harder because they've crossed a boundary that I'm not able to yet.
Exactly.
I think if we were married, and it's like, well, I've got him like that now, but like right now I haven't, so I think it makes it even harder. I
think it's just not wise. Okay, cool. Quick fire round. How do you navigate being at different stages of life and cultural differences? Cool. Well, obviously beforehand when I was at uni, it was difficult, but we had to just obviously there's a lot of FaceTime, and we had to just obviously be intentional to plan out some little times where we can find time to see each other.
In different stages of life, I think like when he was at uni and I wasn't, I think I had to like navigate the fact that that didn't mean that I wasn't successful.
Yeah.
Or like vice versa with me being in a job and you being at uni.
Yeah.
I didn't ever want you to feel like you were like behind.
Culture differences, one being British, Caribbean, one being West African families. We're both British at the end of the day, and I'm black at the end of the day, so there's a lot more, you see, there's a lot more commonalities than there are differences. Yeah.
I don't think it was difficult, I think it was just different.
Different.
He didn't find it hard, I don't think.
No.
Because Jamaican culture is just, like, I think everyone understands Jamaican culture.
Yeah.
We're very laid back people, and my family's been in England for a lot longer, so they're like more like
it's just
British.
Yeah.
In regards to Naz's side, it's just like me having to like understand how they go about certain
like, I'm sure I know Élodie follows a lot. I know a lot of people who are Nigerian follow Élodie. A lot of people West African follow Élodie, so I'm sure you guys can understand. Favorite thing about one another. Favorite thing about you is your outlook on life. You just see and feel things quite deeply, and it's just very refreshing. Yeah.
That's nice. I'd say for you would be how thoughtful you are. Oh. Like, he thinks very deep. He brought me flowers today.
Yeah.
So cute. Like, he just thinks about things that like I would never like. I think I would never expect a person to think about it, but I would never expect a man to think about it. I don't know. Yeah. You just are very thoughtful and caring.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Just the last one we'll do is: should you date with the expectation to get married, intention to get married? Can you just date for fun? Can you just date for fun? No.
Get out of here! Get out of here, man!
What's the fun? What's the fun you want to be having? That's the question. If you
like,
just want
what is dating for fun? And this is like something I say all the time in my videos. But like, not even just that, Naz. Date for fun in the expectation you're going to get your heart broken, that's not fun.
And even if you're seeing something a bit more innocent, even if you're not being physical and stuff, it's like, why are you wasting people's time? Why are you wasting your time?
And have you seen that quote that says, like, when you date someone, you are potentially dating someone else's future husband.
Yeah. You shouldn't be dating multiple people at the same time.
You can go for a date.
You can go for a date and be like, okay.
I don't think you should be going on multiple dates with different people
at the same time.
Not knowing which one you're going to choose. Like, you need to take some time.
I'm sorry, because they aren't just commodities just to be chucked about the place.
Exactly.
Respect them as a child of God. Respect them as, a human, a person, who deserves to be respected.
I think people should date to marry. And that's not saying that when I first started dating Naz, I was like, you better put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Like, no, it was just in the intention that, like, I'm not just messing about. Like, I'm looking for someone serious.
You always date with the intention to marry. Not intention to marry that person particularly, per se. but we take with the intention to marry. Yeah, 100%.
And as soon as you know that you couldn't see yourself marrying that person, it should
then
be over.
Let that be known.
Like, I don't think
it.
I ever thought with any of my exes that I could actually marry them. Like, yeah, like, idealistically. With Naz, it was like, no, like,
I can actually
see, like, even though I didn't know him properly, it was like, I'm pursuing you because I can actually see that you are, like, a mature guy with it. Like, good head on his
I don't feel like I have to be, like, begging God to be like, oh, Lord, can it be? Can I try and find out? No, it's the case of, it just works. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and you'll be seeing her much more across my socials and YouTube channel in the future.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do more. Like, you guys asked a lot of deep questions. Even like the ones we've answered now, I think we could do like
actual
individual videos about them. So you guys have given us some good ideas.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Peace.
God, it rains for